Hello, folks. Oh, there we go. I fall for that every time. I am the very model of a modern major general. It's from The Pirates of Penzance. It's a comic opera in 2 acts with music by Arthur Sullivan and libretto by W.S. Gilbert. This comedic patter song from the work is perhaps the most famous song in Gilbert and Sullivan's oeuvre. It is sung by Major General Stanley at his first entrance towards the end of Act 1. The song lampoons the modern, educated British Army officer of the later 19th century, a man with well-rounded education in all subjects but the military. Despite being very well educated, this modern Major General has very little knowledge about military matters, favouring obscure facts about maths and science. The character who sings "I am the very model of a modern Major General" was said to be modelled on the real-life Field Marshal Garnet Joseph Wolseley, an Anglo-Irish officer in the British Army. Rather than be offended by the character, Wolseley would sing the song to amuse his friends. The point I'm trying to make here is that sometimes people are thrusted into a role they are not fully equipped to deal with, willingly or otherwise. Whether the character in question in the Pirates of the Penzance ever turned into the perfect Major General, we may never know. But coming onto YouTube, you have a responsibility. When people go live on YouTube, there is a responsibility to make sure it's fair, in good taste, measured, not offensive, and above all, entertaining. We're not seeing that right now. We didn't see that last night. Whether you like it or not, whether we are equipped or not, there is a responsibility to be fair, in good taste, measured, not offensive, and entertaining. When we choose to go live on YouTube, we are all Major Generals, leading our followers onto the battlefield. We have the responsibility to ensure that as many as possible of them return home afterwards. That's a huge responsibility that clearly some people are not capable of managing. Some people shouldn't go live. Some people should learn what the rules are of going live before they do. Last night we saw the perfect example of somebody who doesn't have a clue what his responsibility is in our community. He offended everyone. He offended parents of children. He offended people who are prudish, like me. I think he offended every woman in this community, that's for sure. He offended his wife. And he broke all the rules. And now my video has no sound. My video has no sound. Sorry, folks. Does anyone want to come on for a quick chat? Fishel, are you there? Do you want to come on for 5 minutes and have a chat? You're right, Julian. I've never seen you before in my chat, but you're right, Julian. I did. I put that in when I didn't quite understand the veracity of the situation. I literally had popped onto Tony's live, and within 30 seconds, I hadn't caught on to the content and made a silly joke that Tony's milkshake brings all the girls to the yard. And as I carried on watching, I was horrified. But the internet's forever, Julian. The internet is forever. This is something we all need to remember. The internet is forever. What you write on a internet chat room, YouTube chat room today will probably affect you in 10 years' time when you go for a job interview. It might be archived by somebody and put on a website, and your future wife or husband might find it. Might be really offensive. It might be very offensive. When your children grow up, they might Google you one day. They might see what you used to say on YouTube. I try to act as though my son is standing next to me when I behave on the internet. I imagine him reading what I'm writing when I put things. So yeah, Julian, you're right. I did make what I thought was a humorous comment, first of all. And then, I'll be honest with you, I'd forgotten I'd put that. So thanks for reminding me. I was horrified. I didn't watch any of it. And then I went back in a little bit later and I saw even worse things going on. The girl was very young. She was drunk. She was stupid. Three very affecting things for a person: youth, alcohol, and lack of thinking. But what I did see was people going in there being rude and abusing her. I heard somebody shouting repeatedly at her, "Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up," at the top of their voice. Repeatedly, a lot louder than I've just done it. And it was horrible to see. I imagined if I had a daughter of that age, who would I blame? Who would I hold responsible? Well, I'd hold her responsible, of course, to a degree. I'd hold the alcohol responsible to a degree. I'd hold her stupidity to account to a degree. But what I rely on in life is those who aren't so stupid to be protective. I rely on older people, more mature people, less stupid people to guide my child if I'm not there. My child was behaving like that at 15, 16, 17, or even 21, whatever age. I would expect an adult to put a hand on his shoulder and guide him and help him down, put a cup of coffee inside him, maybe tell him to stop him from doing it, I guess. But I didn't see that happen. I just saw somebody was happy to allow it to happen for over 3 hours, 4 hours. 3, 4 hours this girl was talking about the most lewd and crude things. That's fucking wrong, man. That's fucking wrong, Julian. I bet you agree. I wasn't clearly entertained. I'd been there a very short time when I made my comment. It just happened really quickly. And as soon as I realised what was going on, I eventually told him to end the stream and delete it. And not me or anyone else that tried to reason with him, because we all did. I think all the right people stood up and tried to help Tony. But Tony never listened. So what are the long-term effects of what he's done? Don't know. I'd be mortified if I had been involved with that. I don't think it's a smell he's going to get away from very easily. I guess we'll find out what the long-term effects are. SG it was. I couldn't put it together, man. I couldn't put it together in my head. I can understand, men can be men, they say. Men like a little bit of titillation. If somebody comes on and saying a few words and the men get all riled up, it's a bit of a giggle. If it's late night, maybe we allow it a bit. I found myself laughing and joking with Ronnie London about horse dicks and all sorts of things, and we've giggled like school children. We've enjoyed it. Nobody was involved. Nobody was there to be offended, and nobody was intended to be offended. But what happened yesterday on Tony's, we all saw, and it was horrible. And it was at a time when children could have been watching it, young people, impressionable people, And that's why I wanted adults to guide my son, to tell him when he's going wrong if I'm not there to do so, because if we don't have the adults guiding the children, we're fucked. We're truly fucked. It's how it used to be in the small communities years ago. Every adult in the village was the parent of every child. Hillary Clinton famously said, "It takes a village to raise a child." And I question Hillary Clinton's reasons for saying that, but she's right. The village did raise a child. You could rely on any adult in the village to ensure that your child survived, first of all, but also behaved right. And the one adult that had the power to end that situation yesterday, the one adult that encouraged it, the one adult that allowed it to happen for over 3 hours, did nothing. And that fills me with dread. That fills me with dread. And they justified it, and they said that they weren't being offensive, it was just the girl being offensive. They said that they hadn't been rude and crude, it was the girl being rude and crude. Essentially, distancing himself or disavowing himself of all responsibility. And that's not good enough for me. That's a piss poor excuse. It is a piss poor excuse. If I could ask him one question today, I'd ask him, for good measure, will you be bringing on a 21 or a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old boy today to do the same? Will you be allowing the young boy to talk about all of his sexual fantasies? Will you treat him in the same way? In fairness, as you put. It's a free speech platform, as you put. So I asked the person involved, will you be bringing on a young boy today to do the same thing? Will you? Or would that be out of taste? You have a beautiful voice, Vishal.
Oh, thanks.
Seriously, I could hear you in the background. I could have just listened to that forever, but selfishly, I had to bring you on because I'm struggling here to try and understand stuff.
Yeah, listen, according to Stalin's grandson, he was a really great bloke, and I suppose he knows more about Stalin than anybody. So I bet his story.
Well, how could we ever know? He probably was.
Huh?
He probably was. How could we know?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
He was only bad at work, wasn't he? How many people was he responsible for? 60 to 85 million people?
Yeah, what a dictator. What a guy.
Yeah.
Mm.
How are you, love?
I'm all right, thanks, love. I'm just thinking about what you're saying and stuff. And I remember when I was little, right? About the sort of like village thing, you'd go up the wrong end of the street, and Mrs. whoever would be on the phone to your mum saying,
they knew you.
Causing like absolute chaos down this end, get her back down the other end, and you'd date that woman for ages, and you'd be like, oh, every time you walk past her house, you'd be like, oh, walk past and stuff. And there's a sense of like dread with people.
You've gone robotic, Vishal. Your software's got an error.
Do you know what? I think it absolutely has. Let me go back if you want.
Okay, I got that.
Right, cool.
Vishal's right. Everybody knew you. Everyone almost had a responsibility for you. They'd watch out for you, but they'd also clear you off the street if you were being a problem. So essentially, everybody parented you. That's how our communities used to be. Many of you will remember, I'm not teaching you anything, but that's how our communities used to be. I don't even know my neighbours, either side. I wouldn't even recognise them in a police lineup, I don't think. So it's irresponsible. I dedicated my life to protecting these kids, Anthony. I stood outside Asian grooming gang headquarters, screaming and being threatened with arrest. There's lots going on, isn't there, Mary Jane? There's lots going on. Vincent is the man. I mentioned you and horse sticks earlier, Ronnie. I don't know if you caught it. I think Fisher's going to come back, hopefully. But as I was saying, is the person going to bring on a young boy today to talk in the same way? No, he's not. Of course he's not. He would never do that in a million years. It wasn't about free speech. It wasn't about allowing somebody just to say whatever they want. It wasn't about not having the responsibility to control what they said. It was about titillation. And you can process that word however you want. It was about titillation. The girl was taken advantage of. I know people will disagree with me on that, but she was taken advantage of. That's how I'd see it if I was her father. She was taken advantage of. She was drunk. She was young. She was stupid. Come back, Fischl. I'm struggling here, love. Come on, hurry up. Excuse me. So, I was angry about it.
Yo, Vincent, my man.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing, man?
Right? I'm good, man. I'm good. I just wanted to say.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing, man?
You're echoing.
Good, man. I'm good. That's you, Ronnie. It's one of us. It's not me.
Fischl, isn't it?
I'm fixed up, mate. I always do it at the start of a stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not me, is it?
No.
It's gone now.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what she come across to me? Especially when you saw the state of her shithole of a room. Like, she lived in a care home and she was getting drunk and smoking fags, probably with money that he supplied her. I honestly think that there's more to it than she just found his life.
Hang on, Ronnie. Let's be careful because we don't know that detail. I did hear you say this earlier, and just let's talk about the facts that we know, please, my friend. Because we're not about malicious rumors, and we're definitely not about making stuff up, you know.
No, of course not. No, I'm not saying like.
So let's not go down that line. Let's just talk about what we do know.
What I do know, he should have just kicked her off, done, innit?
Immediately, man. Immediately. Do you know what I said to a female friend of mine last night? I went out for. No, I didn't. I rang her. I couldn't go out. So I'm going out tonight, and I rang her about this, and I told her what happened. And I don't mind talking like that. I love it. You know, nothing more than a woman of my own age to talk like that. Good God, I invite it, but I'm not going to fucking do it on YouTube, and I'm definitely not going to do it for an audience.
Can I just say, look, for CCTV user, he said, nah, Vince, she knew exactly what she was doing. All right, cool. If she knew exactly what she was doing and she was trolling him, he should have still kicked her off. He's the adult, he's the male, he's the man who's basically old enough to be her granddad or something.
He had a big responsibility, Ronnie.
Yeah, he had a responsibility and he didn't follow through with it. And the way he was sitting there giggling comes across like he was enjoying it. It's just absolutely, it's mind-boggling that anyone would be like, it was the girl's fault. It was both of their faults, but he takes more of the responsibility because he's the older man.
As the adult, that's the whole point I'm getting to in my stream. He was the adult. Yeah. Hey, Ash. Hey, Fischl again.
Hey, what's happening, guys?
We're all right, mate. Mary Jane, I agree with you, Mary Jane. With that.
Yeah, good, man.
I missed it all last night, did I?
You didn't miss nothing, Ash. If you didn't see it, don't ever watch it.
Well, I kind of start watching a replay this morning and then wondered what the hell am I watching, and then looked in Discord and then kind of thought, no, well, that makes sense. And that was it. And I've never heard anything else. But to be honest, if she's come out the blue from just nowhere and all of a sudden she's his girlfriend, then
nah.
Yeah, I don't think. Oh, gosh, I don't think she's his girlfriend. Yeah, but I think she on her information on Facey, she's in loads of groups, right? She's in plenty of groups which are like, give me money, let me be your friend, let me do whatever. So she's she's making her way around Facebook because she's got friends from Africa, India, China, all these blokes, all sort of like doing whatever. And I think what she's done is she's found somebody who's accepted her to go onto a YouTube live, and she's absolutely fucking milked it. Yeah, she's gone well in. She's talked absolute filth and stuff. She's had a little
it was disgusting.
Yeah, man. And then the auditors have come on, and we've been like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, poor Tony P. Listen, it's not nice, and yeah, we shouldn't be laughing. And at the end of the day, she's an innocent girl who needs to be. She needs locking up in a straight jacket for a few weeks.
I don't think she's that innocent, mate.
No, listen. Fischl just said it in her first. What she just first said. She checked what group she's in. She's in these give me money groups. How do you know Tony ain't in these give you money groups? He's up for giving people money online. We've seen it. LJ
Ronnie,
Gibb, I'm sure
again,
he gave him.
let's be careful. We don't know that as fact.
From what I gather, and I'm not going to say nothing, but if she's in these groups, how did she come across someone with 200 subscribers and 3 people in his live? That live's not going to get promoted to her, bro. She ain't going to find Tony P. She ain't going to find auditors. She ain't on all that type of shit. So how did she find Tony P? And if she's in these looking for money groups and he's got loads of money, how do you know he's not in these groups?
I don't think he has got loads of money, London. I think he's just a simple guy who stays at home with his wife, and he's set up a YouTube channel. Listen, I had a look on Facey last night, and I scrolled through all the groups and all the friends. It's these kind of like the people that are responding to her are, sat, in the like iron like tin shelter, with a Nokia 4558 or whatever, going, I'll be your friend. And like, she I think she's come onto YouTube, and she's found him. She's thought, oh yeah, I'll fucking get into this a bit, and she has, and she's rocked the world.
Do you know what though? Like, I was watching it, and I saw, look. So you know what trolls are like, If she was trolling Tony P, she would make sure that she pissed off the wife in the background and that. When the wife come back, she shut her mouth. When he told her to shut up, she apologized and she shut up. Now, that's a form of control. How do you have a form of control over a young girl that you don't even know if she's coming to troll you? How do you tell that girl to shut up and she does? Right, cool.
Ronnie,
but it happened.
It
happened on the live though.
Only, my friend.
The facts are, he on the live, he had some form of control over her. You can go and see it for yourself. You can analyze
3 hours. They built up quite a little rapport between them in that time, so that's why he was able to shush her quite quickly. She was sort of.
You seem to have a lot of support in there. A lot of people seem to be asking him to get her off the stream, and seem like a lot of people were only there to support.
And there was a lot of people encouraging it as well.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people encouraging it to go further.
You've got to look at the encouragement and the enablers and stuff like that, and you've got to really think, who knows this girl? Somebody who's encouraging this girl may know this girl and may have put her forward to get into speculation, but they may have put her forward to go in and cause this, and say, oh, talk about this, do this, do that, say that. And then it reflects on Tony P, who is just, going along with it. Maybe Tony even knew who she was initially, not because he's gone onto Facebook and given her money, but because some encourager has planted all this and just shook it all up a little bit. People have got to look at the people again, in chats who are doing stuff and who are saying stuff, and realize that there's a few there which are ready to fucking just absolutely ruin anybody, any YouTuber, any kind of account, little or big or anything, and that they're all sat back waiting for that to happen and stuff, which is, people over the last few weeks have said stupid things and done stupid things, and it's been highlighted and it's been shown. But these other people are like they're a bit rogue, man. They're a bit rogue, and they're a lot rogue. You know, you should never encourage somebody to do something like that because people look bad on that person. And it's like, you know, with Restream and stuff. I'm going off the subject a little bit. Are we on Restream now, Vincent?
StreamYard.
StreamYards, because the Restream thing as well. It's like it's so spammy. It's like people who are using that Restream. It takes all.
Right, Vishal, if you walked in and that was happening, what would you expect the man on the other end of the internet to do? Carry on chatting to that no, I'm not your daughter, but not your daughter, but imagine if you put yourself in that situation, and that was your daughter, you'd expect the man to take full responsibility and be the man and responsible and end the stream, innit? Like, or kick her.
Absolutely,
something.
And that's the other thing as well, London. You know, Debs was like, she said she hadn't watched it, but maybe she sort of, speculated again. But maybe she knew that this was coming. Maybe she knew that this was going to be the live stream of all live streams. At one point, he had like over 200 people in his chat. And, Deb was quite happy getting a takeaway and doing what she was doing. And then
wine and that.
Well, and it's like, so you've got to expect the fact that that's his wife. And he may have had a discussion with her and said, look, Debs, we're going to have this live stream later. And this Jazzy Waggy coming on. And like, it's going to go absolutely mental. And I'm just going to sit back and I'm just going to let it unfold. I'm going to let everything happen. And that's that and stuff, because if like you say, if it wasn't planned, then Tony would be dead by now. He'd be in a fucking box, because any normal wife, especially Debs, because she's someone
messaged me and they were like, look, and someone saying that she was 13 in 2019. And they bro, you get me. There's a couple of people that are bang on finding her family members to find out how old she really is. To find out if no, it's a bit mad. I know it's a bit mad, yeah. But do you know what? Yeah, it's dangerous to think that if it is like that, with this man, look, if he was that way inclined, he's fucking. We're all meant to be good judge of characters. We didn't see that coming, so. No. If it was something disgraceful like that, he's fooled us all, and we're all a load of fucking dickheads. So do we act like we could all be a dickhead, or we'll just find out if he's a wrong one? You know what I mean? So that's what they're gonna do. Rather, as well. Also, if he was using that to get views off of us and to rile us up, that's just sick as well, bro. Like
man,
taking a piss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she was in the wrong as well. Look, if she was 21 or whatever, even a 16-year-old knows, don't act like that online. But she did seem vulnerable. But she could be like a good actress, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. She's a bit, she's got. Well, she's not very good. She's not Olivia de Havilland or whatever.
She's dangerous. That's what she is.
Do you know what? Can I say, when she started taking a pull on the fags, I thought to myself, she's making sure that we see that she ain't inhaling.
Yeah,
it was kind of like she's done this before. It's almost like a script, yeah. But I feel, I don't know. I'm not going to say too much more about.
Well, you've got to look at like I say, Linda, you've got to look at her Facebooks, and you've got to see, every group that she's in. She created one saying, let's get drunk or whatever, and she says she's 20 years of age and stuff, and I imagine that she is. I mean, some of the pictures look like she's younger, but I don't know. I don't know, but
do you reckon she's one of them? She's one of them type of like, maybe she is 18, 19, she dresses young, but tells men that she's older. But them old pervert men that kind of like speak to a girl who looks young, even though she's older, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, you get me? And there's men out there that do, they will get latched onto a girl like she's vulnerable, send her 20 quid and have conversation. You know what I mean? Because they're bored at home or whatever. I don't know. Speculation, innit? Speculation. I'm gonna stop.
She's definitely a bit of a gold digger. She's set up a Facebook. She's set up like groups. She's she's saying give us 60 quid because I haven't got any money and all that.
But do you reckon like it'll be interesting to find out if he was ever in one of them groups as well? Because like you've got to join them groups to find each other, and it's more likely they would find each other for a group like that than seeing him on a live on YouTube. You get me?
I
Like that's
personally, London, don't think that it was, and I think it's more likely that it's somebody in the enablers chat has like put
sent her
forward.
over.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Back in
I
a
don't
second.
think. Yeah.
Am I wrong to think that what I saw yesterday was an adult who didn't do what he should have done?
That's the end of it.
Because we can throw a bit of responsibility on her, but I would throw the responsibility on the adult almost fully.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the bit that worries me as a parent. You know, if, as I said earlier, when I was talking on my own, when my son does something wrong and I'm not there, I expect another adult to put him straight in a good way, you know, in a sort of a reasonable way. But I expect an adult to guide him and advise him and ensure that he stops doing what he's doing.
Yeah,
From
man.
a young age.
I always say to my daughter when she leaves the door in the morning, you know, always just say thank you a lot. You know, if anyone's getting on your nerves, just say thank you, do whatever, have a good day, don't shank anybody. That's what I say, yeah. And like, you know, and I used to say to my eldest daughter, you know, just pretend I'm with you. If you know, if you're gonna say something, just imagine that I'm there with you, because otherwise, you know, and you expect what you get in if you say it in front of me and stuff. And you're right, Vincent, you should do. And Tony, as an adult, whatever way he went into that live, he should have thought about it first. He should have had a little think about it, because there are consequences. And like you say, responsibility is a heavy responsibility. And like, you know, it's only YouTube, but it's like people are still watching, and a lot of people saw
humans,
that.
though. That's still a vulnerable goal. But can I just say, this is two things here. I was told from young, never ever sleep with a girl who's heavily intoxicated. Yeah. And if in doubt, back out. Yeah. If you think that she's too young, and this goes for online mostly, if you think she is, or have a gut feeling that you might be speaking to someone that ain't really big that age or don't come across that age, you are there's certain ways of telling. Crinkle had it right. Crinkle said he wanted to get on Tony P's live. He kept banning him. Crinkle was going to ask her, okay, if you went to university, let me ask you these questions. What? And he would have got, bro, she wouldn't have been able to answer none of them, because it was all a fucking lie. Whether she's 19 or 12, she was chatting shit. So you should just get rid of her, because you can't trust her to give her real age at that point. Like, it's not hard to work out. If in doubt, back out. You get me?
But as you've just said, Fishel, it is the internet. But as we've realised recently, and probably people before, this shit soon seeps into your real life. It soon courses through your real life. You know, we've seen that with some of the people that attempt to sort of make it in YouTube, and they're struggling, you know, let alone the ones who just pop in for a quick visit. So you can get away with saying it's just the internet, but it's not, because the implications on this, I think, on Tony will be quite large.
I don't think it'll be. Do you know what I think, Vincent? I think, you know, the effects will be his subscribers will grow. He'll get a community page. He'll carry on doing the lives, and the lives will carry on. And then this is the thing with the lives and stuff. Like I'm going to go live once a week and stuff, and talk about shit. But you know, people who are going live all the time, it has a adverse reaction to shit, and some just takes one person to say one wrong thing, or somebody to come in and do one wrong thing, and then maybe it gives everybody something to chat about. I don't know, but I see it as, I don't know.
Do you know what I half thought as well? Yeah, that she could just, because it could just be a troll sort of thing, playing everyone pretty good at being a troll if she done that. Yeah, and I feel like, because there's been an influx of some weird new trolls come over to these pages and that, yeah, and that happened last night, but it's only been in the last couple of weeks. People have been going over to some other girl's channel. When I go over there, there's like 30 fucking trolls in there, 24 hours a day. It goes up to like 50, 60 trolls just telling her to kill herself and all this mad shit, yeah. And I think, and some of our people from the community here, whatever, have gone over there and tried to help her. And I feel like that someone's kind of latched on from that community. It could just be a whole big troll thing. You get me? Like, it could be. Could be.
Could be. It could be some part of an energy, but I doubt it. You know, they have little or no impact if you just knock them off the stream. You know,
Because
her influence is allowed. Her behavior was allowed by the person involved. You know, and he could have avoided that easily. So it's not a hardcore attack by some infiltration group. You know, just don't let them on. It's dead easy. You there, Ash?
Yeah, hi guys.
Hi guys, hi Ash.
Hi, Ash.
Hey,
Hey.
Saturday morning or afternoon, nighttime, tea time, noon, whatever.
I've got a
You
nice
don't know. You don't know when it is, really, do you, Ash? Shall I look at the clock for you, man?
I had a bit to drink last night or yesterday night.
So you missed it all, Ash. You didn't see any of it. That's probably just as well.
Yeah, and as I say, I had a recap, but yeah, I was disgusted and turned off. I got told to go look, so I went and did, and then came back and said, "Yeah, it's not for me." I was told a bit of information, and I just thought, well, yeah, Tony needs he needs to avoid people like that.
And do you know what the best thing is, Ash? There's places on the internet for those kind of conversations. You can go live on porn sites, I think now. You can do your little rooms and, you know, where they exchange whatever, photographs or video or whatever. So there's plenty of places that cater for that, you know. He could have easily took it somewhere like that and got away with it all day long. They'd have 1 million watchers.
Is that what he wanted, you think? You know,
yeah, well, I think he got caught up in he had about 160 viewers when I was there earlier in the evening.
200 and something. It went up to
no.
I think it hit like 230 at one point.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
230 of the wrongest viewers you would ever want.
What was the people on the panel saying?
Well, there was a guy there as well, and again, I said to Ronnie earlier, we'll just work on facts here, but apparently he's had a young girlfriend in the past, and that was up for grabs, and that was discussed, and I heard him say he didn't deny it.
Weird guy.
Yeah. But my point of saying that
he came on buzzers crying about it.
Yeah, my point of saying that there's places on the internet where that thing goes on, that shit goes on all day long, is it doesn't happen here. It's not designed to happen here, you know. Tony's never seen that happen here before. He's never seen one of his fellow YouTubers, if that's the right word, doing a similar thing. So he went completely off course. You know?
Yeah, look, none of them come in here and fuck with any of us because they know that they ain't gonna get a rise. We're not gonna look past that shit. You ain't gonna get up on the panel and start talking to us acting like a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? I couldn't even have a conversation with that fucking girl, even if she was 21, because of the conversation. There wasn't none. Like, come on, man, you had nothing in common with her. You're a 60-year-old man. You had 100 people in your chat that wanted to come on and talk to you. You know, people you call your friends, people that said Merry Christmas to your wife. Like, you just made yourself look like a dickhead, even if it was for views. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants new people in the chat, right? And they want new faces, and they want to promote channels, and they want to meet interesting people. But it's like, you know, how do you do that? And people have got their opinions, and the chat was full, and you know.
I'll tell you, from next time he goes live, or the next 2 times he goes live, he'll get a load of people in there, but you'll realize the new people, they ain't good people. Yeah, like, trust me, people are gonna realize that. See, like, people he's letting on the panel, he's letting people take the piss out of him, and that's when you get trolls going up there acting like, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm your mate Tony, and taking the piss out of him in front of his face, and he's so stupid he won't even see it, or he does and he don't care. It's weird. It's just weird. But he told her to shut up when she swore when his wife was in the room. But when his wife went in the room, she was talking about doing all kinds of stuff. I don't know why she wasn't allowed to swear when the wife was there. Well, I don't know why. You know what I mean? She had to be a lot more less than she was before the wife come back. I tell you that.
It
Weird.
definitely was. Yeah. Bit of a setup, I think. I think personally it was a bit of a setup.
Mm.
That's just me thinking different shit.
How long do you think it'll be spoken about now?
Oh,
The weekend. I think just
By-
the weekend.
By all accounts, here's an exclusive if you didn't know. Film Boy is going to do a minute-by-minute review of the entire
shut up.
stream tonight. That's what he said. He's going to
That's
give his
gonna go.
overview. He's going to give his
That's gonna-
overview of the entire 3-hour show. Maybe he'll compress it down. But,
Look, yeah, I think he will. But you know what, Film Boy, he said exactly what I said as well. Like he thinking like me. Like I don't know. To come across his channel would be hard unless you fucking search these names. That's all. I can't stop thinking. Because look, I didn't even know that. I found out through Crinkle's post that Tony had a channel. I didn't even know about Tony's channel.
A beacon of morality on Facebook, on YouTube rather. The beacon of morality told you how disgusting it was.
Exactly. You know, I mean, me doing a little 9-minute thing about it last night, and then looking for this girl that was scraping the barrel a little bit, to be fair, but doing a an overview of the whole chat. It's a bit, it's just it's what it's for. It comes down to views, doesn't it? And getting monetized and all that shit. And I'm generally not interested in getting fucking monetized. I want to do my channel. I want to say what I want to say, and I want to be done with it. I don't want to earn £3 a month or whatever, or fucking £15 or every year and stuff. I just don't want to do that.
Hey, let me just quickly say, the other day, I told a YouTuber, that I told him that he said, just keep watching my videos, keep paying me. I said, all right, cool, yeah. I'll give you 3p for every video I watch. I really don't mind. I give more to homeless men, yeah. And he was like, I got money, man. And then the next day he was like, oh man, I got to call my mum and borrow money. But yeah, Tony P, naughty man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think there's a lesson to be learnt for him here. I definitely don't think he'll be doing it again.
We'll see, won't we, Vincent? We'll absolutely see. Because I think there's more to come, mate.
Well, will it become a regular thing? Is it going to be a twice weekly thing?
Tony P and Jazzy B in the house.
Hey, listen to this. You asked, is it going to carry on the conversation? I'll tell you what's going to carry on. His lives, and it's going to become a troll center in his lives. Trust me, it is.
That's my concern. My concern is, however it's spun now, I think poor old Tony, I'll say that once, I haven't said that before, will be
old Tony. He's not that poor, he's not that old.
No, I know. But he will be subject to comments for a long time to come regarding this now. We've seen it when people make silly comments and they're slaughtered for it on YouTube. We've seen it when people are in video and they're slaughtered for it. So yeah, I think there's going to be a sort of an after effect from this. That's one of the things I worry about. It's dangerous, that stuff.
There's gonna be look, the fact that them two, they were let's call them both trolls, Yorkie and the other girl, yeah. They were bouncing off each other. They knew the script together. Like they knew how he was riling people up with her. You know what I mean? They've come in. They know each other 100%. Yeah, or they're on the same sort of shit. But I feel like that they've, watch. I guarantee you, Tony's life will turn into a load of dickheads and teenagers and trolls and just knobheads, and he's gonna keep it going because they're gonna be like couple of hundred people in there at a time or whatever, and he's just gonna get mullered.
And he'll be the daddy, won't he? Tony P, the daddy, the mod father.
Yeah. But he likes being the daddy, don't you, Tony? Daddy.
And the thing is, I mean, a little bit later, the girl came on, didn't she? Who was Yorkie's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend and stuff, and she cried a
Do you know
little
what I
bit
mean?
and stuff. It was just
She was told to go in when that Jazzy left as well, as if like it was another girl to come in. Like it was just like them. There's a. Trust me, watch these lives. Just watch them. Mark my words. Yeah, that it's gonna get fucked up in there quick.
I saw a difference last night, London. I saw like the difference between the auditing community and the fighting trolls, the snake pit community and stuff. And I saw a real difference in that. I saw the auditors, you know, absolutely speaking up and like be fighting trolls. They all just fucking go on at each other and stuff. And for the first time, I saw an actual difference in, you know, what auditors actually stand for, that they do have a little bit of a voice and they do say, you know, what they're saying. So I saw something a little bit different last night. Yeah,
I don't even. I said like I've been here like 3 months and a bit longer, sitting in the background, and even I said, you know, like when it comes to going to protest for human rights and all of that, when it comes to all this little bickering stuff, you lot ain't getting nothing done. But see what you can actually achieve something. You can pull like 150 people together easy and actually put a word out and get something done and get it noticed. Like if they were to use their voices more in the right way, with their community more in the right way, they could get a lot more fucking, I don't know about publicity, but
yeah,
like, you know, exposure, yeah. So and then you got fucking Coley Burks robbing everyone with a with a coin scam going on. I told him about himself today.
Right, what's he doing?
He's made this Coley coin, right? And it's a auditing community coin. And I see a couple of the top auditors actually in there saying, go on, Coley, like after him in his life. So anyway, listen to this. Actually, it was, I don't even know if he wants me to say his name, but I'll give him all the credit because he told me, you know what, have you checked out this guy's little scam thing? So I went and looked at it, and he's got a Coley coin, like a cryptocurrency, and it's a auditing community coin, yeah? And then it says, you give me money to fight my legal battles, and when I win them legal battles, I'll give you your money back. That is exactly what it says on his community page right now, unless he's deleted it.
In a Coley coin? So he'll give it them back in a Coley coin.
He'll give them their money back in Coley coin. So they buy Coley coin. He uses their money to fight his legal battles, and when he wins his legal, but he's just gonna, I didn't win that legal battle, or he's just not gonna, bro. There's so many ways that people can lose their money to this cokehead, because that's what he is as well. Actually, I'm gonna put it out there.
Let's be careful, Ronnie.
No, he is. He's an open cokehead. He says it. He sniffs on camera. Please listen. I've watched this motherfucker.
Okay, so let's go over to the Ronnie channel and let's discuss that right now.
All right, come then. I'll tell you, because he's gonna rob everyone. And come then. And Coley, I want Coley to come and speak to me, because he
Ronnie,
was
there's nobody here to defend themselves, so let's just be.
I just want to know about the Coley coin.
Everyone, do your research on this Coley coin. Yeah. All the top
you did it again.
Sorry.
That's all right, man.
I just get quite passionate when I see something wrong. You get me? Like, bro, he's right, cool, Vincent. Let me just say, not him, but if I had 50,000 subscribers and I asked everyone to give me £1, that's tens of thousands of pounds, bro. And you can't be telling someone, I'm doing this with money and I need your money, just donate 50p to me. That's still 25 grand, mate. That's tens of thousands of pounds. For what? What are these people paying for? Sorry,
We're still doing it, Ronnie.
Sorry. I'm passionate, man, about it.
I know you are. You're very passionate. Very passionate, man. I'm looking forward to going camping with you. Yeah.
Definitely.
Let's go camping.
Bear has joined the panel.
What's going on, mate? You all right?
Yeah.
Yes, BBA. What's happening, BBA?
I bet you're all talked out about it, aren't you, Bear? You're all talked out.
It was a bit madness, wasn't it, last night?
Yeah. Wait, Vincent, let me just say one thing. You know the Coley coin thing? The newspapers have got in touch with him about it.
Are you saying it like that so nobody hears?
I was about to say, whispering's no good, Ronnie.
No, just saying, bro. Just saying, yeah. There's a newspaper now asking him for evidence of this scam.
Well, essentially, Ron, it's not a scam. If people choose to donate to somebody, that's no scam. Definition of scam has been wildly misinterpreted over the last few months. You know,
It's fraud.
if people pay for entertainment, if people pay for a shout out or a like or whatever else, then it's a fair exchange.
Right, cool. I made another auditor close it. That he another auditor, said that he has a legal battle and it's like 200 quid. He has 15,000 subscribers. He said, "Can everyone donate me £1 so I can fight this legal battle?" Now he deserves the fine and the ban that he got. So I don't know why we've got to pay your legal fees. Go and get a job or something, yeah. So then the geezer's gone like, so I've messaged him, yeah. I said, bro, if you're not gonna put up how much your court cost pays, how much it costs, and this is what you need, and you're not looking for a penny extra, that's allowed. But if you're not going to put up, this is my court costs, and all I want is this to the penny, and if you can help me, that'll be grateful. That's being asked, that's asking, not saying donate to me, and then pulling the rug under people or saying, oh, it's £1,000 for this court case when it's a tenner. Doesn't make sense. That's scamming.
Just hold on, Ronnie, because we're doing it again.
Sorry.
Section, that's okay, man. Section what says, but Bear, if you can comment on this. Section what says lots of shit stirring here, like you all want to take auditing down. I don't think auditing has been mentioned here, apart from my esteemed colleague Ronnie there.
All right, cool. It's not. I'm with auditing. All right, cool.
Yeah, same here.
All right, cool.
Bear,
if you love auditing so much, people, I suggest, you go and look at people, that are robbing off people that are subscribed to you. Yeah, so Bear subscribers could be giving money to Coley Bucks, and they're the ones getting robbed.
Ronnie,
that don't need highlighting.
All over again.
I'm gonna leave then because it's just pissing me off. All right, cool. I'm gonna leave then because it's pissing me off.
Don't leave. You stop right where you are. Bear, do you want to address that?
Address what, bro? It's nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
See what he's saying.
We all want to take the auditing
see
down.
what he's saying to a degree, but.
Well, we're not here talking about auditing, We're not here talking about auditing. Auditing is a separate issue to what we're discussing here.
Yeah, I'm not discussing auditing. I'm just discussing a person who's in that community.
I get that, Ronnie.
Yeah, all right, cool.
I get that, Ronnie, but I don't feel that way, so I wouldn't want to be associated with that with respect to you. So if you wanted to talk about it, you know what to do. Do it live.
Right, that's fine.
That's all I'm saying, man.
That's fine.
How are you, Bear?
Yeah,
Sorry, Bear. I keep saying talk and then you get interrupted.
I just thought I'd jump on for a minute.
Does this go away for Tony, Bear?
Yeah.
Hopefully, because he's just, as I said earlier, mate. And I don't mean it with any offence, but I think he's just been a bit of a silly old fool.
Led astray.
That's not like, I don't think you could label him really as something like that, man. Not really. Tony's not got a backbone. I don't mean that horribly, but like, he's too nice, isn't he? Listen to bits of it, like when he's like, I don't mind, I'll sit and talk to the chat. Like, I don't know. Listen, the guy might be intelligent, but at the same time, he's a bit slow, and maybe that's down due to the injury that he had back in his past. I don't know. I'm not excusing it. I'm just trying to see that I would hate to think that everybody would jump on that guy and he would get fucking absolutely ridiculed for.
There's nothing slow about Tony.
Vincent, if you're gonna highlight it, then I'm gonna respond to the comment that you just highlighted, So people are saying it's making awareness of things that happen, Marie. Yeah, Marie, I'm not spreading gossip. How's it gossip? Everyone knows that this coin is available. You go look on his community page.
Ronnie,
I'm just saying, beware. I'm saying beware. But if you're going to highlight the comment, Vincent.
So Bear saw my video that I made about the Facebook account for
makes a bit more sense. I didn't see that till this morning. Okay, so that makes a bit more sense when she's got pages like "Give me money." If you listen to a little bit of it, right? So I went back again and watched it after watching your video, and there's a bit where she claims that she's a porn star, right? But you couldn't pay for it. Was that like a little hint towards him, as if like almost like a little day? Are you gonna pay for it? You're gonna ask me for it?
Without proof. Without proof. Hold on. Without proof, we can't say none of this. Without proof, Tony hasn't done wrong. Hold on. Without proof, Tony hasn't done wrong. Yeah. Don't spread awareness of it. Don't tell no one this has happened because there's no proof.
No. Spread awareness.
No. Come on.
I agree with you. This is where I agree with you, London, right? Because what you done wrong yesterday.
Hang on, guys. We're not here to discuss any auditors or Coley Burks in particular, Ronnie. That's all I'm saying. And please let that be final.
But I did first say to you, I've got something to say about Coley Burks. You did say, what is it? Like that. But I called. I
thought it was relevant. I thought it was relevant, but it wasn't. Master Ron.
Hello. Run.
Yeah, I like to sing that to him.
Hello, Official. Hello. Big up London. Hello.
What's name, Ron, mate?
Right.
I'm all right. I've got to mainly agree with Big Up London, to be honest.
Oh.
With most of his comments.
You were always controversial, Ron.
Yeah, I've got to, because he's an adult. He knows what he's doing. Definitely no mental problems there. He knew exactly what he's doing. You know, he's only got himself to blame.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
well.
He has. Yeah.
And I think my opinion was it was completely set up, Ron. I think it was. I think
it could have been set up.
Yeah.
I'll grant you that, but it still comes down to, like I turned around and said to him yesterday, who's in control? He is. Yeah. All he has to do is press a button, like any of us. You know, if Vincent don't like what he's hearing, boo, we're gone.
But he didn't want to. He didn't want to do
that.
No,
he didn't want to. So he's got himself to blame, and he was getting off on it.
In that sense, I agree with you, Master, because he didn't didn't kick her off, but he was willing to kick people off.
He kicked you off what, 2-3 times? He kicked Ronnie off, I think, 2 times. You 3 times, Bear. He kicked
Film Boy off. Ronnie,
he banned me twice.
Ron, was it a power trip that Tony was on? A power trip with a bit of titillation.
It was advice. It was definitely advice.
Was it like Caesar? Was it like Caesar running the community?
When I jumped on there, I said to him, why don't we talk about what she said to you when your wife wasn't in the room about her doing this and that? And he went, no, I never. Like, come on, man. Come on. Vincent,
come on. I come over to you, Vincent. That's when I come over to you and you're having that one-to-one with Buzz text.
Yeah.
I had to leave that Tony stream because that's why I ended up on yours.
I'll watch anything, Ron. I couldn't watch it. I'll watch anything. It's disgusting. You know, I couldn't sit and watch it.
And he's still got it up. He's proud. He must be proud of it. I'd have fucking got rid of it. You know, shit.
That's my point, Ron. That's my point. Is the fact that I think, in my personal opinion, it was a complete setup live. It was advised. It was talked about before. Debs knew about it. You know, the couple of people that I think, and that's the reason that it's up. If it was something that happened spontaneously and this girl, found his chat, and you'd be thinking you would have removed it because everybody was saying remove it. Everybody had his back, and they were saying, get it off, it's no good, but he didn't. He's kept it, and I think personally it was a complete setup.
Let me ask the panel a question for each of you, and I'll answer it as well at the end. If that had been your daughter yesterday in exactly the same situation, how would you have reacted? What would you have done?
My daughter's doing this right now on TikTok, right? And it's annoying as fuck, yeah. If she ever set up a Facebook account and got involved in a load of people, like the majority of those chats were 35 to 70, honest to God, she would be absolutely grounded for like 5 years. She wouldn't be talking to anybody or seeing anybody, or she'd have no devices or anything. She'd be completely she'd be completely retracted from the digital world. It goes without saying, doesn't it? You know, and I don't even think that this girl's parents know what she's doing, because the most worrying thing about it, which is like on the Facebook thing, is she's getting herself involved with loads of people all around the world. She's obviously publicly open to everyone, and that's the scary thing. If she's talking to people who she doesn't even know like that, like she spoke last night, and there's somebody who's in the chat that's encouraging her to do that and to go on to somebody's channel and speak like that, then that person, absolutely, if that person's got children, they need to have a fucking word with themselves, definitely.
How would you have felt about the person involved if it was your daughter?
They'd be getting it as well, Vincent.
Yeah. Well, I'll put it this way. I'll put it this way. I'll go next, because obviously I've got older children. Ronnie's still got the younger children. If it was us, yeah, one, we would have been annoyed with, if, now this is all ifs. I cannot tell if she was under 16 or maybe 18, 19. I really haven't got a clue. But if she was under 16, one, I'd be annoyed with her, but I'd be more annoyed with the fucking arsehole at the other end of the screen whose stream it was.
I agree.
Exactly, I agree. And like somebody said, he imagines my daughter is like, you know, totally embarrassed by my mouth. Well, she probably is and stuff, but like, you know, that's her problem. But, you know, the thing is, I forgot my train of thought now because I've just listened to some comment. You know, I showed this picture to my daughter who's 13 and stuff, and I said, how old is she? And at first she said she's like 20. That's what she said initially. And then when I showed her this video of her going, I fuck my dad or whatever, right? She was just like she said that she was a lot younger. I mean, she does look really young in points, but I think, like you just said, Ron, you know, I think she's a little bit older. I think she's got some really bad people around her, and she's got some really bad advice, and she's making some really scary choices in social media and stuff. And, you know, somebody needs to have a little word with her and, you know, sort of fucking head out.
Yeah, but when you got a responsible adult, he isn't a young lad of about 20 and everything, you know what I mean? Yeah. He's granddad age, more than likely. Let's say the facts. He's granddad age to that young girl. If she is she's around about 18, 19. He's old enough. So he had total control. He was quick enough to kick out Bear. He's quick enough to kick out Big Up London. He's quick enough to kick out Film Boy, all the people that were going up there and saying, who were concerned for Tony's welfare, you need to kick her because she's causing a lot of trouble for him, you know, because there could be trouble down the line come his way without being sure with the age of the girl. And he is quick enough to know where that button was to kick people. But when it comes down to her, the button wasn't there. So that says to me he's enjoying it. He's enjoying the you know, and he's well, you know. That's how I look at it. My opinion. That's all.
Look, when I was younger, I always wanted a daughter, because you're not a man until you have a daughter. But that changed when I hit 25. It's like, fuck that current climate of I swear, I didn't want a daughter when I hit 25 because I was like, no, it's just too dangerous for girls nowadays. Seriously, I'd always be worried sick, Vince. Yeah, so I'm glad I've got 2 boys. Yeah, and obviously if I had a daughter, I'd be happy. But you get me, yeah. But just from that. So anyway,
I'm glad I've got a boy.
Yeah, I'd expect my daughter not to act like that. If she was acting like that and I found out she was, I'd just not have it in the house at all. Yeah, she'd feel she would feel the wrath of me. Then I expect, if I didn't know about it, I'd expect the man to just leave her, block her, whatever. But one thing I will say, if it was happening and I didn't know it was happening, I would love it if someone come and told me that my daughter was acting like that around men online, because she's at danger. And I'd say thank you to the stranger. Thank you for finding me. Thank you for taking time out for my daughter's safety and finding me on Facebook and messaging me telling my daughter's acting a cunt online with weird men.
That's what I expected. That was the point of what I started saying earlier. I didn't get it across very well, but that's what I expect from society, and it's very sadly fucking missing, guys.
You've got to remember as well, though, there's a lot of 13-year-old girls, who are out there, and they're winding people up a lot, and they are, because the girls and the 13. You're completely right, London. You want somebody to tell you if they are winding somebody up. I know my daughter.
That wasn't a wind up. A wind up is a wind up. That wasn't a wind up. Let's get this straight. What the girl and what was happening on Tony's channel and everything was not a wind up.
It was weird. Yeah, do you know what? I tried to say this one just about an hour ago or so, and I said there's more to it, but that's just speculation in it and just saying wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
If 13-year-old kids, right, or children, I shouldn't have said kids, children, yeah. My daughter knows who Purple Aki is, right? I said this the other night, yeah. I've only just found out who Purple Aki is. I've heard his voice before and all that shit, but she watches TikTok and stuff, and she knows that, she's like, oh, what does he do? Does he touch like lads' muscles? It goes a lot further than that, he does a lot of fucking horrible shit.
My kids wouldn't have TikTok. It's toxic as fuck. Yeah, I swear, TikTok drives people to actually do mad stuff. Drives them crazy.
Yeah, but when you're 13, Ronnie, when you're 13 and that, and especially here in 2022, it's a whole scenario for that 13-year-old. Yeah, she knows that Purple Aki's whatever. Yeah, seen it on TikTok, and if she was to go walk down the street and saw Purple Aki on the street in London, she'd be there going, oh, giving him shit. Yeah. But she doesn't really sort of get the whole consequences of it. And then she goes onto YouTube and then she sees, sort of fighting trolls and like Steve Wraith and all these lot interviewing this fucking weirdo. Yeah. And then it's a whole different level, innit? Then you start sort of like, as a grown-up, that shit. But as a younger person, you don't. And it's like, it's almost with Tony P. He's got into this arena of, like last night, of talking to this young person who is just it's just and I think it was set up. I just think it was set up. I think she's been brought in. I was just looking for the Facebook Lancashire. I was just looking for something to find where she actually lives, because she said she lived in Bath and that. She didn't even say she lived in Bath. She'd say Bath and that. She wouldn't say Bath. She'd say Bath, and she didn't. And I just think, I think it was I think it was talked about before, and I think everybody's going mental over it, which they should do.
So do you reckon Tony P's turned around and said to her, act like a little girl? He's asked her to act like a little girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you think that, do you reckon he's paid her to do that? Because she is looking for money, isn't she?
No, I don't think he's paid her. I think she's gone on there because somebody's found her on Facebook.
Tell Ron about what you know.
He's doing a live tonight. Why don't you go on there, and why don't you build your YouTube channel? Because she's got a YouTube channel, somebody said, which I've not looked at because I don't want to, because I'm not asked. But like,
fuck that.
I think it's a whole thing. I think it's a whole thing, and Master Ron's completely right that Tony P should never have entered into a contract with anybody to have on his channel, because
this girl is in groups of men all from around England and other countries of the world asking for money off them in groups, money groups. Girls asking for money off men on Facebook. That's the type.
I have to ask you this though, Ronnie. Is this facts?
Yeah.
Yes. Official
Right, well, there you go. That says it. There you go. You got your answer.
Said the same.
You got your answer. So where was she making money from on that stream? If this is facts.
She's not making any money wrong. But somebody has approached her on Facebook and said, why don't you go on this channel at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, speak like you're a fucking OnlyFans porn star, whatever, get that in, do whatever, and, you know, everybody will go over to your channel.
No.
How you said completely different today. You turned around and said that on herself, she puts out that she will do things for money. Is that correct?
Who said that?
No. What was said, Ron, is that she's in groups, that attract men, that want to pay girls or whatever, for whatever reason, just give girls money. You know, like just girls being cheeky with men saying, oh, you're right, do you want to give me some money? Because you know some men, they're just fucking idiots, So she's in these type of groups that are sort of like, you know, she's probably 19, dresses as a young girl and talks to these men, and they're probably just 30-year-old men that want to talk to someone who looks young, so they pay for their time slightly. You're telling me, Official, she's come on to Tony P's live to get 50 followers, and he's happy to be classed as a pervert, so that there's nothing they can gain out of that.
Like, no, what isn't. Exactly. So, but what I'm saying is that the advice that's been given to do this is shit advice. And when you find out the person who's given that shit advice, you'll know that it's shit advice. You know, it's like somebody like pretending to be Tony P's manager and that, and going, oh, I've seen this girl, you know, or maybe they're related. You don't know. You don't know who's in the chat or who's doing whatever. But whichever way, he's taken bad advice and he's done a live, which has caused controversy and put it out to people. You know,
I find it weird that I had an eerie feeling that they knew each other before the live yesterday, and then all of a sudden, he has history of sending women money online, and she's in Facebook groups asking for money. All right, cool. I find that fishy. All of that.
I don't think that, Ronnie. I don't think he was. I just don't think he's that cat.
I think he's been talking to her. You know what? I reckon she's a vulnerable girl. He's been talking to her for a little while. He probably buys her a little £20 here. That's how she's affording her drink and fags if she is that
Ronnie,
age. It's just
Ronnie.
Right,
we cannot state things we don't know to be true.
Right, Vincent. As you asked us all a question, the question comes back to you. What if that was your daughter?
If I had been her parent. Okay, there's two factors to take into account here with that girl. One is physical age. We don't know how old she was. Maybe she was 21, maybe she was 16. The second factor to take into account is her mental age. And only a parent would really know what that is. So the parent's going to act accordingly. If she's a mature young girl getting pissed, they'll act differently than if she's an immature girl acting pissed. I would slaughter my daughter for behaving like that. I would slaughter her for drinking alcohol and behaving stupidly online. But I would also slaughter the person who was on that YouTube channel for his lack of responsibility. His lack of adult, mature responsibility.
Yes.
I'd slaughter him.
But he ended up blaming her, and he was the victim. Whereas he had the power to kick her off straight away. As soon as she started talking about sexual remarks, that's boom, you're gone.
Do you know what? If Tony had kicked her off straight away, we'd have never said anything about it. You know, nobody would have said, well done, Tony. He did a good thing there. What he did was right, could have been troublesome, but because he left her on, causes all sorts of trouble.
Yep, for hours. We're not talking about minutes. We are talking about, what, 3 hours?
At the end of the day, who really gives a shit about Tony P? At the end of the day, if that girl's parents, if she is that young, if they're not checking their phone, who really gives a shit? Like, fuck it then, innit? At the end of the day, it happened. Let them deal with it.
Well, we did, Ronnie, because he was part of our community.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's not. If he's not part of the community no more, done, innit? Done.
The only problem with this, Ronnie, is the fact that I go on a lot of people's panels, right? A lot of different people's panels for different reasons. And Tony goes on the panels that I go on. I'm in a dilemma now. And that is, if he comes on, do I engage? More likely not. So it's going to be awkward for the panel host and everything. So do I leave? And if he's up on the panel, do I enter the panel for the same reason?
I don't think he'll go on anybody's panel. Simple fact.
Oh, he will. He went on a panel last night.
Excuse me, he went on Dino's panel last night.
No, but I'm saying after this one, I think, you know, I think Tony P has got people who are surrounding him, and what he's going to do is going to be controversial and fucking out there.
No. He went on Dino's panel last night with Debs, right? Okay. And somebody who I talk to a lot, and I would class as an internet friend. We are hoping that we will meet him at some point in London, and like we want to meet Ronnie and a lot of other people, India and what have you. And he informed with Tony P there because Dino didn't have any idea of what's going on, so it could have put Dino in a situation, if you know what I mean, of what had happened earlier.
Was it
you know, trolls coming in, abuse and everything like this. And that's why I go back to saying, for me, with the circles of people that we all go around and panels we go on, that's the dilemma I've got now. That do I just blank him on the panel, cause an atmosphere? Do I say something that can cause an atmosphere?
Did he go on Dino's before or after his live?
After. About an hour later. And this is it. And if I frequent on a panel and I chat and the person asks me to go up, what do I do? You know, it's like, well, that's going to cause atmosphere.
I find it really weird that Dino doesn't find it weird, since though
he didn't know.
No. I'm saying, you know, it for the future. If Dino doesn't find that weird, like I'm saying, if Dino doesn't find that weird in any way, whenever he does look at it or find out more about it, that's just weird as well, just a little bit. Well, I like Dino.
You can't say that. Dino didn't know until last night, so let's not talk about what if Dino does this and Dino does that. Let's leave Dino out of this.
Somebody just said, after looking at her videos of her bending over in just a thong, then I think I know what's going off. Wake up, people. Demi Goddess YT channel. She's a cam girl. It's obvious. So it's obvious that she's got on there for a reason, to gain some subscribers and stuff, and Tony's enabled it, and Tony's
gained subscribers.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know,
because his subs went from 200 odds down to under 200. It dropped 40, but now it's gained. Either these people who unsubbed had already subbed back, or we haven't. I've unsubbed. Maria Moon's unsubbed. And by what I know of what people I spoke to, they've unsubbed.
Yeah, I was never subbed.
So
apparently we're going to be climbing over each other soon to get the Tony interview.
In it, Vincent?
I won't be doing that if that's an exclusive, guys.
Not that we're fucking.
It's an area you want to keep away from, Vincent, to be honest. That's one area I would say to you. It's your channel, but I'd say keep away from that.
Ron, I do nothing more than when I'm in, spend my whole evening on YouTube, and last night I spotted that and I just switched it off.
Well, do you know what? If it comes out she's a cam girl, does it make it all right?
Well,
No.
yeah, no, it doesn't make it all right, Roddy. It doesn't make it all right. Well, this is the question, you know, it's like YouTube, isn't it? It's like, this is what it's like Vincent just said, you know, it'll be the fucking, everybody will want to speak. So everyone, you know, he was banned off Film Boy's channel. So, you know, he was banned off, you know, several people's channels. And there's a load of like shit like that and stuff. So,
You've gone robotic again, Fischl. The simple fact is, Ronnie, if she was a cam girl, YouTube is not the site to advertise that. She can easily go onto a cam girl site. There's people accessing them in their millions. She would have got loads more followers. 140 or 220 followers is nothing. Those cam girls get thousands watching them. Simple as that.
Yeah, so she ain't really a cam girl. What's her following? Small. No one's ever seen her.
I don't know.
Yeah, what's our subscribers then for this fucking 21-year-old fucking cam girl that, you know, is, you know what I mean? What's our subscribers?
Does anyone know how many followers she has on YouTube?
Can you find her on a porn site, like she said? Can you find her on OnlyFans? Can you find her on anything that can prove she's over 18, at least? Because that's what you need to be. So if you can find a YouTube channel that she can lie to you all on, go and do your research and go and try and find more, you know what I mean? Because anyone can act like anything on a YouTube channel. I could tell you, I'm 9 years old right now.
The money to be made on OnlyFans is quite significant for some of them. She wouldn't have come on YouTube to boost her earnings. She'd have stayed on OnlyFans. Right. She's nothing to do with OnlyFans.
So she's not a cam girl then? She's not a cam girl.
She wouldn't have given Tony 3 hours for free when she could earn, I don't know, whatever they earn.
She's not a cam girl though.
Can I ask
She's
this
not a
then?
porn star.
Can I ask this then? Can somebody like myself find out if, say, you, Vincent, have got how your settings are for adults only? Would I have that ability to find out?
How do you mean by adults only? I don't get that.
Well, you know, with the YouTube settings, you can sort of cover yourself by ticking a box.
Yeah, I think it's stated in the stream. When I set up a stream, there's 2 options. Is it kid friendly or is it not for kids? And I always tick it's not for kids. And I must assume an indicator comes up somewhere on the screen saying so.
Yeah, because me and a few others only the other night was going through a YouTuber's streaming thing, and we was looking at how it's all set up and everything. And if you're not a subscriber, this is what we come down to. If you're not a subscriber, and if you hit the button to have your restrictions and everything, you won't be monetized. So they give you, so it's very hard that if you want to be monetized, you only have 2 options to click on, 2 separate options, and they sort of contradict each other. So it's really weird. So we was talking about this only about 4 or 5 nights ago on a live panel.
I would assume
I
would assume if it's not for kids, then the spread of the presence on YouTube would only go to those who are known to be adults, I guess, if that's the right way to put it.
No, seriously. He changed his settings, was up on the panel and he's changed his settings to make sure that it had adults only, literally. Right. And when he looked at his monetary, it said 0. But when he put it back to the original settings and he looked at his past videos and everything again, then it's monetized. That's how YouTube have done it. They've done it deliberately, so then they want you to subscribe so you can have the extra settings, so then you can be monetized when you tick a specific box to make sure no children can get in. This is how warped YouTube is. You want to check it out? Me and 2 other people on a live panel checked this out only about 5 nights ago. And this is how YouTube works.
So are you saying if it's kid friendly, it's monetized?
If it's kid friendly, yeah. If you've got that box on that kids could get in, yes, then it's monetized.
Okay.
If you do it so it's not kid friendly, then you have your monetization taken off.
That doesn't make sense because kids don't
exactly. No, it does make
sense. They don't buy from advertising.
Sense. Yeah, it does make sense because what it does is makes you subscribe because that's what we think it is. You subscribe to get those extra settings, so then you can do it and get monetized. That's how YouTube get you.
That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, Ron.
Well, it does to YouTube, doesn't it?
Well, clearly it does, but it doesn't make sense.
Check your settings. You have two options. All you've got, if you aren't a subscriber, Vincent, go and check them, and you'll have two options. If you tick the boxes of saying where you've got to block children, you have your monetization taken away from you. Stupid. I know it's stupid. You know it's stupid.
No. You know why it might make sense though, because if it's an adult stream, it's probably got adult language and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They don't try to monetize.
I was going to say, is it there to encourage you to keep your stream on a high level of morality? So no bad language, nothing salacious on there, no titillation, you know?
Yeah.
And for it to be for all, possibly, yeah, you could be right, Ron. Haven't come across that yet.
I know I might, because we went through the settings on somebody's particular live stream, and we were looking through it, and we turned around and said, no, it's got to be set this way. You get about an hour, 2 hours. We was going through a whole load of different settings for a whole load of different things. Believe me, we was going through it, and the only conclusion we come up with was that they want you to subscribe, and then you'd more likely get more options to make sure your channel is child completely blocked, and you will still be monetized.
Well, from what we saw yesterday, doesn't that make most of us want to ensure, excuse me, that our content is as child friendly as possible, really, because people watch and the kids look over the shoulders. Sometimes the kids look in curiosity because their parents are looking at these things.
But doesn't that come down to subscribers though, Vincent? If you have to get to a certain level, I don't know enough about it, so that's why I'm asking you questions on this side. Doesn't it come down to the point where you can only start being monetized once you get enough followers or something? Is this correct?
Yeah, I think it's 1,000 is the threshold.
Right.
You can monetize.
So he could potentially have all those switches on to make sure that he is completely covered.
And what I'm aware of as well is YouTube will give you lots of stats in relation to your YouTube channel, and it'll tell you the age groups of the people watching. It'll tell you the gender of the people watching. It'll even also tell you other factors involved, you know, countries and so on, cultures, I suppose. So you get a fair idea of who you're preaching to, if that's the correct word to use, of who you're talking to on a YouTube live. Do you alter your level of responsibility to making it more adult or more friendly to children because of those stats? You know,
I personally, if I opened up a YouTube channel and everything to cover myself, I would most definitely have no children. And that covers myself. So because I could make a YouTube and everything, and have a YouTube channel, so anybody can come into my panel and what have you. You know, it's not my fault if they falsified their age, their birth date, and everything.
Especially if you're going to have fellas like Ronnie London on.
You know,
it needs to be the highest level of adult.
No, you know what it is. I ain't gonna lie. To see that last night, I had a really late night. Today I woke up fucking really early, and I went to my kids, yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I ain't smoked weed all day, yeah. When I got out with my kids, obviously I don't carry no weed with me, so like, you get me, I had a little bit, but I've been winding myself up a bit about it, you know. Every spare minute I get, I was thinking what I've been saying, basically speculation, innit? I'm not gonna go into it again, you know, my thoughts, yeah. But I've been thinking about it on and off all day, thinking, is it as bad as we think? Is it not? So it's when I got the opportunity to come on and speak, I hadn't had no weed. I've been thinking about it. You get me? So I'm a bit more chill now. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. But yeah, you know what I mean. It is what it is. I'm heavily opinionated, and I'll say my views. And it might be speculation, but it's what I speculate. And people say, "What are you speculating?" That's what I'm speculating. That's how I see it. Look,
I'll put it this way as well, Ronnie. Let's be. I'll be honest from my point of view. Yeah, if I had a YouTube channel and a woman was 50 years old, I still would boot it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had that from anyone. I'm sorry, but
exactly.
I just wouldn't.
Exactly.
I just wouldn't.
I still would have booted it, no matter what age.
The whole reason of me coming on, I don't know if you heard the start, but I started with the Gilbert and Sullivan production of the Major General song. And the point was that some people sometimes are given the responsibility and they don't know how to fucking handle it. And what I saw last night was somebody who was empowered a little bit and just let it fly away. And Tony's not learnt that from any of us, Ron. Tony spent a lot of time around all of us. I think he appreciates the conversations that we've had. He's been a willing and a useful contributor to that. But yesterday, he went full fucking metal jacket, man. And I can't get my head around it. He went full metal jacket yesterday. I can't get my head around it at all.
You know,
and I swore to myself I wouldn't do anything on it. But it just sort of had to do something, you know. I just wanted to do a little response to it. I didn't mean to have a panel afterwards either, but my video failed. I had a video lined up that failed.
The first time I joined these panel, I was like, Tony, kicker. People are telling you this. You're gonna get labeled rare. You know what I mean? I actually just gave him all of just told him straight, Tony, you know what I mean? This is what's going to happen now. Like, he had Ron up there, BBA up there, all these other people up there telling him when he weren't listening. And people, you know, like, because they're friends and that, people know each other for a year and a half on here. So it's not easy to turn around and say the things I say. I can say it a bit more because I'm a bit more distant with people, yeah? So I can say it in a different manner, do you know what I mean? So, but when I joined, the first time I was giving him advice, the second time it was almost like telling him, and he still didn't listen. It's like, to his friends, you know, like, listen to this, Vincent. Even if, like, you know, if it is what it was, like, at Christmas time, people said Merry Christmas to his wife and shit like that at Christmas, you know, like, and then to see that happen makes you, like, lose all faith in like, people or the people you speak to almost. It's a big letdown to see that happen.
Cheers.
And when you think you're a good judge of character, which I think I'm a perfect judge of character, if he is that way inclined, he's fooled me and I feel fucking foolish for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So that's why it kind of pisses me off.
Yeah, that's what I said. He lost a bit of responsibility, you know.
Yeah.
Was wrong.
It is what it is. You know, he's got an IQ of 150. He's a computer programmer and everything. He will know more than what I do when it comes down to computers. He more likely know a lot more about computers than a lot of us, to be honest. You know what I mean? Yeah. He should know what settings are which and this and that and everything. You know, and so I can't think of one excuse for him to have. That's just me. I just rattle my brain. I could sit there for a week on my own in a box and what have you, and try to rack my brain, and I'll come up to the same conclusion. He knows better. He's the adult.
He's not daft. He's a clever bloke.
Yeah, exactly.
Clever bloke. You know. And he says he's got a high IQ as well. And there are two variants of that. There's IQ and EQ. There's intelligence quotient, and then there's emotional quotient. And people can be lacking in the emotional quotient and be heavy in the intelligence quotient. And he was lacking in the emotional quotient yesterday. That's for sure.
The other thing is that everybody that I know of, and same as me when I went up on the panel earlier in the day, I was thinking of Debs as well. When I was saying, you know, you need to sort this out, you know, you have to stop and everything. I was thinking if Debs come in, how would she feel and everything? But Debs did come in and she didn't have a problem. I thought, what the fuck? Are you hearing what these people are saying?
I can't stand gullible people, yeah? If you think, all right, cool, you know what? I lost £1 million a month ago. Yeah, I made all these games. Yeah. I live lush. Yeah, I get a job whenever I want it. I'm gonna take them to court and I'm gonna get millions off them. Do you just believe all that? Does everyone just believe? I'm a multi-millionaire. I'm related to fucking the Prime Minister. All this shit. I could tell you like anything and you'd believe it. Seriously. Seriously.
No,
This geezer.
I wouldn't,
This
Ronnie.
geezer. This
Ronnie,
geezer
I
said,
wouldn't, Ronnie.
I lost 170 grand, and everyone goes, oh my God. I can't. You know.
But Tony's forever bragging on his house is completely paid for. You know, no mortgage, no nothing. About his car, he's bragged about it. He's talked about money in so many times and everything. It becomes a little bit tedious, but to me, good on you. You know, you've worked hard, you've done what you got to do to make that money, so good on you. But you are sort of talking about how much money you got and how much equity you've got and everything.
I've never heard Tony talk about anything else apart from the games he's made, the money he's made, the money he's lost, and the house and the car. That's it. Now, if he's that lives in that bubble, that's very, very sad of him to live in the bubble of that. Because if he's got 150 IQ, I'd expect you to come out and join these panels with Vincent, Ron, Crinkle, all these other people that are intelligent. If you're more intelligent and you earn more money than everyone else, and you're so much better than everyone else, why didn't you end that stream yesterday? I think he's just full of shit, mate. And I reckon his wife knows he's full of shit and she's part of it for a lot of years. I don't. Come on, if you
we worked it out, Ronnie. We worked it out, yeah. With one night when he was talking about his wealth and everything, we worked it out with the house and with everything else. £1 million.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he could be, yeah. But bro, if I kept coming to you and telling you I've got good weed, yeah, and you'd be like, why does this guy just keep like trying to sell me his weed like he wants to get rid of it? This guy's like, it's just whatever, man. I don't know. You get me? I don't know. I don't know what to say no more.
No, it's you know, everybody can rack their brains and everything on this subject. Tony's made his bed. Now he's got to lie in it. You know what I mean? And any flat that comes his way, he has to either accept it, and I don't think he's going to accept it, that he's the one who is responsible for whatever happened on his life. Can't play the victim at all. And he's not the victim.
It seems to me like the internet is a very forgiving place. I'll just say that.
A very unforgiving place as well, Ronnie.
No.
Works both ways.
Listen, he won't get half the shit that he deserves. That BBA's will have more shit on him, and you get me. If someone deserves it more out of this community, that guy should have so many videos put out about him.
I hope it just all blows away. I mean, we could chalk it up to one really big fat ugly mistake. I hope it does blow away for him. I hope there's no sort of after effect to it. You know, how he deals with that is his sort of issue as well. We're not going to get the flack of it. But the internet is forever, as I said earlier. You write something about somebody today, it'll be brought up again in 10 years' time. You know, you comment on a website, leave a review, post a picture. It's all forever, guys. It's never goes away. And if you think it goes away, it doesn't, because there's what's called a Wayback Machine. And the Wayback Machine is a website which has archived the internet for the last 15, 20 years. So pretty much anything that you can't find now, you can go to the Wayback Machine and find it there. And it's all fully searchable. And the internet
I'll put it this way. A lot of people have downloaded it.
Yeah,
never going to go away.
And
there
also,
are people out there will follow you, and as we've seen again, they'll fucking record everything you do. They'll pick up comments and they'll sit on it.
If anyone was targeting Tony P to get his 200 followers off him for clout, when you can target other YouTube people with thousands of followers, I doubt she was. I doubt she was on this to try and boost her profile, boost it with 50 followers. She can go and get 500 in the right life. She could go in the snake pit and get 700 followers in one night.
She never benefited from being on there. She never benefited at all.
She did by cash in some way.
Are you back to your little little sort of guesses, stabs in the dark, so to speak?
Do you know, my missus hates that about me. That I'll see something and I'll just jump straight down the rabbit hole to the bottom. But I'll tell you something, Vincent. If I look at something and I guess the backstory, then I find out the backstory leads to what my first guess was. You put the puzzle pieces together. Vishal said she was on these other Facebooks. It's more likely they've met on a Facebook fucking chat where a girl's asking for money for a conversation or whatever.
Well, it's good. They've spoken telling you that. It's gut instinct even, telling you that.
Not just mine, though.
Well, hang on. I'm standing up for you here. Gut instinct is a very reliable sense. It is probably the most primeval sense that we've carried on to being almost fully evolved humans as we are now. I'm sure there's more evolving to do. So gut instinct is a very good indicator of what's going on in any particular situation, you know, and it's even a worthy tool on the internet. You know, most of us can say it as we see it and call it properly as well. But as to the wild accusations that you've made, Ronnie, I'm not so sure.
I don't know. There's other people here making he has probably been online with her, paid her for XXX rated, and he's had her on his channel to promote her. Don't highlight that one, Vincent.
Yeah,
highlight Sunny X is making.
So how is it? How is it? How is it? No, 2 seconds.
No, hold on.
Yeah,
listen,
okay.
Sunny X has made the exact same speculation as me that they have spoken pre that live. I said that instantly. So
right, okay, that's fine. That's fine. But here's the thing, right? Without giving out anything other than conjecture and your opinion that is matched by somebody else, you have nothing. You have no proof.
Well, you all have nothing.
No, two texts. Who said they had anything? Who said they had anything? Who has said? Who has said they had anything? Who has made statements?
What do you
mean? Who has made Please let me finish. Let me finish, and I'll mute myself.
Anyone that makes a statement about that live shouldn't be making a statement because no one knows how old she is. So
I don't know.
Sit there saying whether
so why are you making a statement? Why are you making a statement and making conjecture?
Okay, gentlemen. I've muted you for a second. I know you can come back. When you come back, please do it orderly. Please do it orderly. I'm bringing you back. 1 and 2. Let's keep it at the same pace we've had so far, please, guys.
Right. Can I answer? Right? Because look, I've just went and skimmed through what you were talking about because I never seen it. Right? I was not there. Right? Yeah. Okay. And I can fully comprehend people's opinions for looks, for example, right? And their opinions in
how sarcastic they are. Yeah? Well, but guess what? Some folk are more sarcastic than you when they're younger than you. Deal with it, right? Now, I don't know what age she is. You're all making conjecture, right? Now, you can say that you've got an opinion, and your opinion matches somebody else's. I don't know. I really don't know. That's why I can't voice conjecture without facts, if you get what I mean. Especially when you're brandishing, especially when you're branding paedophilia as a name. Yeah, you're branding somebody. Wait, you're branding somebody with something because of what your eyes see and your ears hear. But that can be manipulated by yourself. Yeah. Now, whether you like it or not, I'm not saying you're wrong, and I'm not saying you're right. I'm just stating factually correct things here from outside the box. What she said was talking about, I can understand why people would find it offensive. But there's no difference with what she was saying. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. What she was saying is no different from what Frankie Boyle has come out with, apart from your belief that she's under 21. Sorry, that's all I saw. I don't agree with what I saw, but sitting outside the box, that's what I saw.
Listen, when someone does something and it's out there for us to scrutinize, it will be scrutinized. When you have 100 people telling their friend this is wrong, it's wrong. Bro, there was 100 of these friends telling him the exact same thing I'm saying. Is all of these 100 friends wrong, Joe? So you're telling me no one saw what I saw? You're telling me people didn't see? All right, cool. You know what? I'm not even gonna get involved because this girl ain't even nothing fucking to do with me, and neither is Tony P. I don't even know why I'm even fucking so involved. Let's just say one thing, Vincent. Let's not talk about it no more. Joe, Ron, because it's all speculation. We're all guessing the age. What? You're not speculating, Vincent? Are you not speculating, bro? Because you don't know our age.
Let me answer that point. I started this stream by saying that I would only include the facts. I've pointed that out a few times along the way, and I've pulled you up on it, Ronnie, mostly. So everything that I've done has always been known information. I haven't veered into speculation
talk about the
at all.
facts, but not how it become that fact. Like, there's other things that have been produced here. Like, you get me? There's other things that have been produced. Like, all right, cool. I'm not even that bothered. Like, I don't even know why I'm so invested. I've got involved in something that I shouldn't even be invested in, really and truthfully. I really shouldn't even care.
All I can say is I wouldn't have known none of this if it hadn't been brought up. And you can look at that with both edge of the swords. If it is factually correct that she is underage, then it's good that it got brought up. If it comes out that she is 21 or thereabouts, then it's bad.
So it shouldn't be brought up until the facts are out. So then this live shouldn't even be done. No live should be done about it until it comes out her age. And we may never find out her age. So let's not talk about it no more. Let's let Tony P on all the panels. Let's all just carry on with life because we didn't see something that we see. We shouldn't talk about it because we don't know.
Hang on, Ronnie.
You speculate every day, Joe. You speculate every day, Joe. You speculate every day about conspiracy theories and stuff. No, come on. Listen, you can't not speculate.
Of this, Ronnie.
Come on.
Control yourself, man. I said at the start, it's irrelevant to me what her age was. She could have been 21 or 71. It was still vulgar. That's the only point I ever made. It was vulgar.
We all agree, yeah? We all agree that then. So let's just move on. There's no other need to talk about speculations and shit. Is that right? If you're
done with it, then you're done with it. I'm done with it, but we're just, we're still talking about it now. I'm not going to be on for too long anyway, so we can just finish off. I mean, people
I'll just say this. I don't really give a shit about her or Tony, so I'm just going to say bless up. I don't even know why I'm so invested in it. I don't care about them two people. You know what I mean? They're literally nothing to me. Like,
that's okay.
So I don't even know why I'm here even arguing. I've kind of got involved in something I shouldn't have even got involved in, to be honest.
London, to be honest with you, it's a human reaction. It's natural, mate. It's because you find it so vulgar what you think you saw, if you get what I mean, or what you believe you saw. You know what I mean. I don't want to make it sound condescending with certain words. You know what I mean, right? So it's no wrong what you're doing in my eyes. You know what I mean? When I only skimmed through it, and I must admit, the bits I skimmed through to, I was like, fucking hell. And I skimmed again, and it was like, fucking hell. You get what I mean? As you skimmed through it, just got worse and worse. Like, like Vince says, vulgar. You know what I mean? But I can see where you're coming from, and I don't fault you for what you're doing. All I was doing was being objective. That's it. No, I don't think you are. I think you're just voicing your opinion. That's it.
Yeah, no,
that's all you're doing.
Listen, I haven't called him a paedophile. She did look underage, but what I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, they had a conversation before that YouTube live. Wherever they found each other, it weren't on YouTube, and that's all I'm saying. People need to look into that. We've now heard that.
You could be right. You could be right. I never watched it all.
I could be wrong, but I feel strongly about that. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even be here arguing the fact. If I didn't feel strongly, actually, that is why I'm here. I'm not even here to. I don't care about them. I'm here to say, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? I've lost.
No, I get it. I get it. I get it. You're right.
It's mad.
I get it.
It's mad.
I get it.
I don't get it. It's just mad.
Well, like I say, I only watched snippets of it when I actually said in the chat on this. I was like, I've not really got a clue, Ken, what I mean. I've got no idea. You know, I saw snippets. I saw when Calf came on, and then I stopped watching it when somebody else came on as well. You know what I mean? And I could understand where everybody was coming from. I just kind of find it hard not to realise that a lot of those opinions that were given were based upon the individual's opinion of how their appearance was, if you know what I mean, which is fine. You know what I mean? It's just when certain words get brandied about, you know what I mean, with things like facts. That's for me. That could destroy somebody's life, bro. You know what I mean? We live in a country where you get accused of that, and then
he done it himself, mate.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. You know what I mean?
If he didn't want this, if he didn't, all right, cool. Let's put it like this: if my opinion was that he got her somewhere else and she's underage, and I think he's a pedo, he put himself in that label in my eyes. I will say that. What's wrong with that? What? I don't care. It's what you see. So what? Like that's what we comment on. We comment on what we see. You know, I speak to auditors and they tell me I make a lot of money every month. I say I don't care how much money you make a month. I care about the video you're putting out. I don't care about your. You get me? So from what I saw,
quality over quantity, basically. You know
there you go. But then when you find out the next day, when you look at something, you go, seems like they know each other. And you get called, they won't know each other. And then you find out today that she's in groups asking for money off people. Makes you wonder, oh shit.
That's a fair comment, man. Like I say, most of this stuff's news to me. You know what I mean? I was only given an objective point of view. That's what it was, really. You know what I mean? On how people are basing their opinions. But I never knew she was in other groups. I've never seen that person before. I've never even seen the name pop up or anywhere where I've been in the chat or anything like that either, if I'm honest. You know what I mean? So, you know. No. I don't think Tony P is that type of person, but it's like everything. You never really know. You know what I mean? But
I didn't.
I didn't really know him either, to be honest.
I'll sit here now and say, I don't think he's that type of person. He could, but there's definitely more to it than her finding him on YouTube.
Now, I've seen a lot more weirder things happen for likes, shares, and all the other stuff on YouTube. You know what I mean? So never count it out, man. Never say never. You know what I mean?
I would never want likes or shares or subs under the name of possibly gaining off speaking to a possible young girl. It's just, so I don't see that being a thing. What he's gonna say, come on, act like a young girl porn star, and I'm gonna get labeled as a top bloke. For that happened.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, I meant it like
no, not you. I'm saying other people say that it was done for subscribers. Listen, neither of them have any subscribers. What are they gaining off each other? Like, it's just weird. Yeah, like it was all weird. But I'm not gonna speculate. I'm not even gonna talk about it after this live no more. You know that.
That's all good, man.
Well, like I said to you, Ronnie, if it was me in charge of being out to boot somebody, even if it was a 50-year-old woman, and started talking like that, I'd have booted. Yeah, I'd have gone, no, this isn't what my channel's about. Tony chose not to. Tony in the end played he was the innocent one. Well, if you've got the power because it's your channel, then you can't ever play the innocent one. And that's fact.
That's a valid point, you know, at the end of the day. But like I said, this is me just finding out the fallout. So I've not got any idea really what's going on. I agree with what you're saying there, Ron. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's your channel, isn't it? Ultimately,
Yeah.
that's where the
Always your channel.
Yep, it's your channel. Ultimately, that's where the liabilities end, really. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, for lack of a better word. So it's poor judgment.
I'll put it this way, Joe. I'll put it this way, Joe. If that was me, my head would be part of my wall right now.
You'd be fucking wired to the moon and earth at Jupiter if that was you, man. Exactly. You get away with that shit. Your wife would go to the kitchen to get a steaky first.
Believe me. My head, she would have just plowed my head straight into the wall and gone, "You fucker," and then she would have kicked me out the door. Once I drive my head out of the wall.
And that is why we're all offended.
Yeah, we all get offended, or we take offense. Take offense, you know what I mean?
Offense was given us to us yesterday, and yes, we did willingly take it, Joe. You're right, but how Ron described it there, how Maria would have dealt with it, is exactly why we all knew it was the wrong thing for him to do.
Well, we all knew it was sketchy, at least, you know what I mean? It just shows that, like, we have and then, like he said, like before, he says, like, I've got feelings, like I've got, like you said, what's that, inner, what is it? Your kind of inner compass type thing, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I wouldn't have been happy if that was my daughter at 21. Would have fucked. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have been happy if that was my daughter at the age of 30, to be honest with you. But it's a bit different when it's your own daughter, because it's
a question I asked earlier, Joe, was if it had have been your daughter, how would you have behaved? How would you have treated the people involved?
I probably would have spoke to my daughter and said, "WTF are you all about? Huh? What the fuck are you all about?" And if I got told to shut my mouth with being an adult, I'd say, "Fuck you, you little cunt. What the fuck is that all about? Fucking didn't do that shit." And I would probably get ignored, if I'm honest. You know, I would try and explain if it was an underage, like in the ages between, say, 16 and fucking 21 or whatever, adolescent. I'd try and explain how that could make people have an opinion about you, whatever. That can affect how you're treated later on, because opinions do that whether you like it or not, you know, at the end of the day. And, like, what else can I do if she's an adult? You know, if it's a minor, completely different, then I'd probably, probably hunt them down, if I'm honest. Go and chap his door and ask exactly what you thought you were doing. You know what I mean? Like paedophile hunters do. I'd go and ask that question.
So we would hold him responsible.
It's his channel.
I can change the subject here pretty easily.
I do know where you're going with that, to be honest with you, bro. You know what I mean? There's responsibility on both parties. In fact, there's responsibility on possibly everybody that's actually there, even the ones that are debating it, because you're still allowing it, you know.
Where I'm going with that, Joe, is if you were a parent, I don't know if you are or not, but if you were a parent, do you have a certain level of or expectation of responsibility from the adults around your child?
I would, depending on what age you're talking about there, you know, and that is the big debate on, unfortunately, you know, some believe that she was 17, some believe she was 15, some believe she was 19, some believe she was 21, some believe she was fucking whatever. So depending on the age group will depend upon your answer, because let's be honest, if my child can get married at the age of 16, what is it to do with me at that point, apart from to give advice? And ultimately, real freedom is real freedom. Of course, there's always going to be an expectation level of being fucking human around my child and not trying to engage in certain things. But like I said, like, I didn't think it was him that engaged in anything initially. I thought that she came on, like, pretty much within, 10 minutes. You were like, fucking hell. And then I skipped through again. You get what I mean? I didn't watch the whole thing. I skipped through. It probably took me about 15 minutes, and I listened to certain bits of it because other people were talking rather than her. If you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't want to listen to what she was saying, but that's just me personally.
The first 2.5 hours was all her talking, and Tony was sitting there twiddling his thumbs, like sitting there giggling like a little boy, sweating, getting all hot and flustered, playing with his hands, yeah, like didn't know what to do with himself while she's sitting there saying the most outrageous stuff while looking like a little girl, while 100 of your friends are telling you to kick her off for 2.5 hours plus.
Did it go that far? I got about an hour and 40 in and stopped.
I didn't watch the whole thing, yeah. I missed the first 2.5 hours. And I done like you, I skipped every 30 seconds, but through that and watched like a little 5 minutes, yeah?
Yeah.
And I knew it was bad when you skip through something 2.5 hours and it's just a little girl looking like a little girl talking absolute disgrace to a man for 2.5 hours. And you don't even have to watch the whole thing to hear what she's saying. She's constantly saying crazy shit. You can skip through every 5 minutes and it will be her saying something about sexual stuff, looking like a little girl. And he's sitting there laughing like a little schoolboy. And it all stops when his missus walks in and he starts saying to her, "Shut up." And she's like, "Okay, sorry."
Does it literally?
Bro, I'm not lying to you. I suggest you go and watch it, bro. Before
I'm honest, right? For me to do that, I'd have to download it, and I don't want to go fucking putting shit like that on my devices.
It's still
there. What I mean?
It's still there. It's still there. You could just go and play it, mate, on his channel. You could.
If you can tell, I'm not watching it all. It's like fucking 2.5 hours, man. Fuck that shit.
It's 10 hours,
Saturday.
mate. It's 10 hours of shit.
But
10 hours.
Well, if you can give me a timestamp where his missus comes in and he shits himself, that'll be funny. I'll watch that. I'll watch that.
Cool.
Right?
Alright, cool. 2.5 hours. The first 2.5 hours is him giggling like a little boy and her talking dirty. Then the wife comes in around 2 hours, 35 minutes ish. Yeah, the wife's there.
Right.
And I go on there. I'm telling them. She says something. He tells her to shut up. And tells her don't swear no more. The whole demeanor changes. She ain't talking dirty since the wife walks in the room. She stops talking dirty when the wife walks in the room.
That's interesting.
And he has some form of control over her because he's telling this porn star to shut up, and she's shutting up and saying sorry. Why has he got this control over this woman, even if she is 21? Anyway, I'm done with the conversation, innit? Go and watch the video.
I will. A second.
I will.
Has he gone? He's gone.
There is some news. You know that clothing behind Crinkle? That's actually real.
It's not.
That's not a green screen.
No, it's a green screen. It's a green screen. It's just a real pile. It's just a real. It's just like a different camera.
No. Seriously, Dino. I was on Dino's last night, and Dino turned around and said, "That's not a real pile of clothing." So Crinkle said, "Okay, and if you reckon this, point out a bit of clothing behind me and tell me to put it." And he got hold of the clothing. He pulled it to the screen, and was waving it around and saying, "Look, it's real. It's real."
Ronnie's done that stunt a few times now.
Yeah. Because everybody always asks for the red one.
They always do.
They always do.
Always trick in the book.
Yeah, they always ask for the red one. They always ask for the red one. But you've always had people telling you, programming you on YouTube about red, eh? Like even Overkill, every red jumper, jacket, hat. They are look at them. Everybody's been programmed for over fucking a year and a half, boys.
Yeah.
Guys,
I'm going to leave it here. If you want to have a final comment each, and then I'm going to comment when I kick you both out. So if you want to just say one more thing on this, and then I'm done with it. I'm not going to mention it ever again.
I just think when you go on.
I will say I'm going to feel awkward when it comes down to going on panel or whatever when Tony's there, because I really don't know how I'm feeling at the moment. And two, I don't know how old she was, but all I can say is that no matter what the age was, I would have booted the person. Myself personally, I'd have gone, "Whoa, I'm not going down this fucking hole." Boom, gone.
I only came on because, like you said at the beginning, it was all about only dealing with what you actually knew. I only came on to point the difference between thinking and knowing, realistically, or believing. But if it was my panel, I wouldn't have had that conversation. I would have been,
yes, exactly.
I would have tried to steer that away from that, and if it didn't work, then I would have kicked them at the end of the day,
Yes.
to be honest, in my own opinion. But I didn't do lives, as you know what I mean. I didn't have panels or anything like that, and I've always told you it's just because I didn't want the liabilities realistically. You know what I mean? And that is a big liability. What I just sat and watched for that hour and a half that I skipped through, at least, if you get what I mean. You know what I mean? So I didn't realise what I just got told before he left the panel, though. That's put a bit of a different slant it for me, because that means that he knew it was wrong and his wife would go mental, just like you said your missus would, realistically. But anyway, I'll catch you later. Have a nice evening, people, and I'm going to go back and watch the rest of the protests, all right? So enjoy your night.
Cheers,
all right, thanks for having me on, Vince. See you later.
Welcome, Joe. Here's my point, my final point. As I said earlier in the stream, maybe I'm an old dinosaur, but I have an expectation of responsibility within my community. I still trust that adults will lead the younger and the drunker and the stupider in a way that will be helpful to them. And unfortunately, yesterday, we didn't see that. See you, folks.